Marhaba, my name is Megan and welcome to Wanderlust Voyages. We are here to tell you all about Morocco, from the cities to the culture to the cuisine. If you would like to learn more about Morocco, please be sure to like this video and subscribe, hitting the notification bell so that you'll be notified of every future video that we upload. Today I want to talk to you about another question we get from a lot of travelers who are considering going to Morocco, and that is Morocco safe? Short answer, yes, absolutely. To give a little bit more detail, Morocco has a low rate of violent crime. And when you compare it to the US, where the majority of our travelers come from, it is a lot lower. Even adjusted for population, Morocco's crime rate is 4 times less than that of the US. The homicide rate is 3 times less than the US, and the sexual assault is 6 times less than the US. So not only per capita does it have a lower crime rate, but most of these crimes are against locals. They're not against travelers. Morocco has a separate police force that actually is dedicated solely to the protection of tourists. This comes in the form of extra security at certain hotels or with certain groups in the Medinas. A lot of travelers aren't even aware of this. A lot of these police officers will be in plain clothes, discreetly following a group that's touring the Medina or something to keep an eye, make sure that they are safe. Another question that is asked about the safety of Morocco is, what about terrorism? A lot of acts of terrorism have been going on all over the world, and a lot of people are aware that more moderate, progressive Islamic countries are often targeted by Islamic extremists, and Morocco is no different. However, Morocco does have a very strong intelligence network, and they are very good at detecting plots and groups and stopping things before they happen. Morocco has long been a friend of the US, and after the 9/11 attacks, they were very quick to offer their support and assistance. They are very strongly against any kind of terrorism, and they are always actively on the lookout to foil any attempts or plots that may be underway. Because of this, there has not been a completed terrorist attack in Morocco since 2011, and before that 2003. So as a whole, yes, Morocco is a very safe country. The biggest threat to travelers' belongings is actually going to be purse snatchings. Unfortunately, it is not unheard of for a motorcycle that is driving by someone walking on the sidewalk to snatch a purse off someone's shoulder as they're going past. So be very careful with your belongings, especially when you are in a large populated area, because there's always going to be opportunistic criminals. Don't carry your phone, your wallet in your back pocket. If you have a bag, make sure it is zipped. If you have a purse, make sure you are carrying it crossbody or securely in your arm. If your hotel or riad has a safe, you should also definitely use that. Other very basic common sense safety advice for Morocco is, of course, always be aware of your surroundings. Don't go places by yourself in the middle of nowhere. This includes wandering in unpopulated parts of the Medina in the early hours of the morning, or even hiking or camping up in the mountains. It may feel like you are the only person around and in the middle of nowhere, but you don't necessarily know that. So don't go places by yourself. This goes for men and women. Speaking of women, of course, we always have to be a little bit more careful when we travel, I'm afraid. In Morocco, a woman walking by herself is unfortunately going to encounter some sexual harassment. I'm very sorry to say it's just going to happen, kind of like it does pretty much everywhere in the world. However, it is likely just to be verbal. Someone may follow you for a while, but it's not likely to turn physical. One thing you should do, however, is make sure that you have an unlocked cell phone with you and get a local SIM card. You can always call the police from 190 from a cell phone. I know that some people have a cell phone plan where you can have international roaming for $5 a day or something like that, but if you get a local SIM, you can have enough data for a week with $5. So it is beneficial to just get a local SIM. It's always good to have a way to communicate. If you are in Morocco with a private driver, absolutely the driver will be able to be reached by cell phone. As a whole, Morocco is very safe. You are going to have a wonderful time. The risk of violent crime is extremely low, and the risk of property crime, even though I mentioned that's most likely what's going to happen, is still going to be pretty low. Just use your basic common sense that applies wherever you travel, and you will be perfectly safe and have a wonderful time. So I hope that answers your questions. If you have any that I did not address, please be sure to leave them in the comments below. I will be happy to answer them. Or if there's any other part of travel to Morocco you would like me to address in a video, please leave those suggestions below as well. Next, I will be doing another cooking recipe. I think next time it's going to be fekas, which is Moroccan biscotti, because Ramadan has already started and I have not made fekas yet, so I need to do that. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I will see you in Morocco soon.